TomoNews presents Bicycles.
BMX rider in hot water after riding over a Lamborghini. Oh no, you didn't. In Portland, Oregon, a BMX rider jumped a shiny orange Lamborghini just outside Jake's famous crawfish. The rider, Josh Navarro, is now in hot water as the incident is being investigated by the police. This stunning Lamborghini is owned by Kelly Howard, a frequent patron of Jake's. A restaurant manager and many others witnessed Navarro jump over the car and bolt through the streets, disappearing within seconds. The Lambo needed some minor repairs. Hey Josh, that may have just been kicks for you, but do you know how much one of these costs? Ever heard of respecting other people's property? Josh Navarro boldly publicized his stunt on Instagram and received both praise and criticism. Navarro's YouTube page also contains a few videos where he recklessly rides his BMX in inappropriate places. So is this yay or nay? Leave your comments below.
Homeless teenager does whatever it takes to get an education. The tale of a homeless and hungry teenager who slept under the stars so he could sign up for college is inspiring the residents of a small city in Georgia. 19-year-old Fred Barley was found sleeping rough by cops over the weekend at the Gordon College campus in Barnesville. But instead of issuing the biology major a ticket, they listened to his amazing story. The plucky teenager said he borrowed his little brother's bicycle and rode for 6 hours so he could register for class. Fred carried all his worldly possessions with him as he rode more than 50 miles in Georgia's scorching summer heat. Campus dorms don't open till next month, so when Fred got to the school, he pitched a tent. The determined youngster was prepared to camp for the next 2 weeks with nothing more to eat than a box of cereal. Fred spent Saturday job hunting and had just got back to his tent when he was found by the police. Fred told the cops he thought the bushes would be safer than camping in his hometown of Conyers. The cops took Fred to a motel and paid for him to stay for a couple nights out of their own pockets. One officer's wife posted Fred's story to Facebook, and the community rallied around. Good Samaritans stepped forward to help Fred pay for his motel stay, and a local pizzeria hired him as a dishwasher. Meanwhile, a GoFundMe page for the teenager raised more than $25,000 in just 2 days. Fred released this video message yesterday to say thanks.
Hey guys, thank you so much for all you have done for me. I can't even begin to come up with half the words to explain how much I feel. Like, all of this has been so overwhelming and stuff. Like, I'm just in total shock. Like, I'm kind of speechless, but I just wanted to tell you guys that I thank y'all so much. From the people from Lamar County all the way to the west coast of California, like, I heard that was helping me. I just want to say thank you, and I want to tell you guys that the money that you guys are sending to me, like, it's been great and stuff, but I don't intend on spending it like that. I promise you, if I don't need it immediately, then it's just gonna go away to savings, like, because I aspire to be in med school, so I'm gonna use it for when I get out, hopefully. And I want to keep you guys posted on my grades and stuff. Every semester I get grades, so I want to show you guys that all that you've done for me is not going to waste. I promise you guys I'm going to keep as good as grades as I can get, you know. I just want to tell you guys thank you again for everything that you guys are doing. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. And I want to say thank you especially to the people that's been really close-knitted to me, that's been putting all this together so I don't have to get on Facebook and be overwhelmed with all this. They're taking those type of pressures off of me, and they've been doing it for me, and I appreciate that so much. And once again, I appreciate all of you guys for doing what y'all have been doing. And even if y'all were to stop today, you guys, I promise you've done enough. Like, it's okay. Like, I promise. I thank all of you guys so much. I love y'all, and I want to make all you guys proud. Hopefully when the day I graduate, all of y'all are there, and I'm like waving to the crowd of y'all. Thank you once again. I love you all. Goodbye.
Wild ostrich chases cyclists in Cape Town. Keeps up at 31 miles per hour. These cyclists were in for the bike ride of their lives when a wild ostrich snuck out of the bushes and began racing behind them for about 100 seconds. Rather than bother to describe what's happening, which you can clearly make out for yourself, we've decided to spend the next minute listing interesting facts about this roadrunner, if you will. The ostrich is indeed the world's largest bird, weighing in at up to 320 pounds and able to grow up to 9 feet tall. While they never evolved to develop the ability to fly, as you can see, they are mighty runners. At full speed, they can clock up to 43 miles per hour. They can only do this for short bursts, mind you, but when it comes to long distances, the ostrich can outlast even a cheetah, able to run at over 30 miles per hour for more than 10 miles. You may be wondering, if they aren't able to fly, what good are their wings? Believe it or not, their wings are used as rudders, playing a key role in their running ability, helping them change direction as they go. Their long, thin legs also aid in their speed, covering between 10 and 16 feet in a single bound. To better understand this, picture basketball legend Yao Ming standing up straight, and then imagine former NBA superstar Allen Iverson standing on his shoulders. That's an average stride for an ostrich. When it comes to their food selection, ostriches eat both vegetables and meat, though they do prefer their greens, like leaves, roots, and seeds. From time to time, they've been known to snack on insects, lizards, snakes, and rodents. After all that running, most would grab a drink of water, but not the ostrich. While they may sip from a watering hole if they come across one, they receive all the H2O they need from the plants they feast on. At this point, it appears she's ditched the cyclist, probably running for some plant rehydration. Quite a workout. As the cameraman catches up to his fellow riders, they all must be thinking, what the hell was that? Well, good sirs, that was an ostrich.
Norway to invest almost $1 billion on bicycle highways. Norway's latest multi-million-dollar bicycle highway project will create bike commuter links between the outer suburbs and inner city. The bike highway is part of the new national transit plan to clean up Norway's transit pollution. It calls for 10 broad, 2-lane cross-country bike tracks in and near Norway's 9 largest cities. In the absence of cars, the highway will allow cyclists to travel up to 40 kilometers per hour, making long-distance travel more realistic. Officials hope the new lanes will provide a safer and quicker means of travel, take pressure off roads and public transit, and help decrease Norway's use of fossil fuels. Initially, instead of building highways that will link cities across hundreds of miles, the protected cycle network will extend out from urban cores through the commuter belt and into the countryside.
Thief-repelling bike lock harnesses the power of the skunk. A bunch of San Francisco inventors, fed up with getting their bicycles stolen all the time, have come up with a chemical deterrent to stop bike thieves. When a thief cuts into the skunk lock, it releases a vomit-inducing gas that also makes it difficult to breathe. The lock's inventors see huge potential for the device because around $350 million worth of bicycles are stolen in the US each year. The U-shaped skunk lock is made of medium carbon steel and has a hollow chamber inside that contains one of 3 different pressurized gases. Some of the gas formulas contain capsaicin, the active component in chili peppers. According to the inventors, the formula is detectable even through gas masks and ruins any clothing it comes into contact with. The gas smells unpleasant from up to 10 feet away, which could draw unwanted attention to potential bicycle thieves. The inventors admit the skunk lock is not foolproof and could probably be picked. But they say it would take up to 30 minutes because the device has an advanced disc cylinder tumbler lock. According to the inventors, the chemicals in the skunk lock are legal and compliant with state and national laws. They've set up an Indiegogo page to raise funds and aim to get the lock to market by June next year. Chicago hopes to build floating solar-powered bike path. Mayor Rahm Emanuel is hoping to build a floating bike path along the Chicago River in an effort to make the city the most bike-friendly city in the U.S. The bike path would be built on steel-reinforced concrete pontoons, which are secured with pilings driven into the riverbed. Each 82-foot by 12-foot segment would be equipped with a solar panel. More segments can be connected to extend the bike path. Energy generated from the solar panels will be used to power lighting fixtures. The path is also embedded with a heating conduit to prevent icing on the surface during cold weather. It also has retractable awnings that can roll out to provide shelter for riders when it's raining or snowing. The proposed bike path would float on the Chicago River between Horner and Pingtom parks. It would be free of cars, allowing cyclists to ride on it any time of the day. Each mile of the bike path might cost between $5 to $10 million. Architecture firm Second Shore, which put forward the idea, hopes to build a half-mile stretch of the proposed bike path in a pilot project by the summer of 2017. Airbag bike helmets are safer than foam ones. With millions around the world riding bicycles, accidents are inevitable. Most of us know that wearing a helmet reduces the risk of serious injury, but it turns out the type of helmet also matters. Researchers from Stanford University have found that helmets equipped with airbag technology offer 5 times more protection than your standard foam ones. Conventional helmets may prevent skull fractures during accidents, but don't often protect against concussions and other similar head injuries. In lieu of foam as protection, airbag helmets are inflated with helium and worn like a collar around the neck. Sensors monitor the cyclist's normal movements and deploy automatically in the event of a collision. Upon deployment, an inflated hood is released. The hood covers most of the head and absorbs shock during impact. The helmets are made by a Swedish company and currently only available in Europe.
Bangkok-based design firm Lightfog Creative and Design has developed a new bicycle able to transform polluted air into clean air and oxygen. The engineers have designed a new bicycle that can be comfortably used despite heavy pollution. The new bike will have a built-in air filter fitted between its handlebars, which captures dust, pollutants and unwelcome airborne particles. While the pollution is converted into clean air, a lithium-ion battery embedded in the bike's frame will release oxygen. The bike can produce more clean air than its rider can use, benefiting his community. The green frame captures solar energy to supply the bike's battery and filter system. This could allow the bike to produce clean air even when parked. There is no news on whether the bicycle will be prototyped or go into production.
Cities all over the world have embraced bicycle share programs, and the Big Apple is soon to follow suit. New York's City Bike program aims to encourage active lifestyles, but fine print in the user agreement might prevent girthy citizens from hopping on. The document plainly states that riders should not exceed the weight limit of 260 pounds. However, no one really plans to enforce this rule. The city says the limit was recommended by the manufacturer. It simply applies to anyone who exceeds it, regardless of body shape. Other rules in the fine print that might affect New Yorkers, such as no riding while drunk, with a briefcase, with a friend, or while texting, have mostly escaped media scrutiny.
Polish cyclist causes media storm with pic of veiny legs. A photo posted to Facebook by cyclist Bartosz Huzarski after completing stage 18 of the Tour de France has caused a social media backlash, with cycling fans accusing Huzarski of using performance-enhancing drugs. Criticism of doping arose from the huge bulging veins sticking out of his leg in the photo he posted on July 24th. After the concerns began rolling in, Huzarski said he just wanted to show the people the stress the race puts on his body and that the photo didn't show anything unhealthy. "I did not expect that the picture of my legs would cause the confusion it did," he said on Facebook. "For me, it's totally not a revelation because I can see this view, maybe not every day, but still often, especially after a hard race at high temperature. Of course, I will not have legs like Victoria's Secret models, or Mary from a nearby vegetable shop, or anyone in an office who does a 10-kilometer bike ride, or an hour run 3 times a week. Unfortunately, it does not work like that, and this is what you see in the picture. It is not unhealthy. Come on, people. Just because you have a few veins popping out, it doesn't mean you're juicing." Huzarski's problem was that he was just too vain.